Welcome to the Fretprints Screencast, improvisation topics for guitarists. Let's take a look at the minor pentatonic. So I will build it up here. Start with our root, flat 3, 4, 5, and the flat 7. So here we have the 5 notes. And I will work mainly in this area here, in the second position, but you do want to play this in other positions as well. And if you wanted to go an octave higher, go up here. So let's talk about voicing that we might use. Here we have this. Voicing. The same voicing here in this position, in the 8th position. And oftentimes, the root on the 6th string, we might bring this 5th up an octave, so you may recall that one. And let's try voicing here as well. Okay, so this is the same voicing that we started with, an octave higher. And then way up here on the 15th fret, something like that. Or even put the 5th up there. And of course we could do the same thing down here. We can actually bring that 5th up an octave if we like. Okay, so let's dig into the scale and see if we can find some 7-note scales that we can associate with this. First of all, let's take this 4 and we will rename it an 11 using the flat 7 here. So let's begin with a natural 9 and the flat 13. So we started with a scale of 5, we added 2 notes, so we have a 7-note scale. And what we'll find here is that we have the natural minor scale. Now let's remove that flat 13 and we will take a look at the natural 13. And now we have the Dorian mode. Okay, so the flat 13, we have the Aeolian or the natural minor, and then Dorian, we have the natural 13. So Dorian, this is minor, and the 13 is a very stable sound, and you might say a little less dissonant than the flat 13. Okay, so let's clear those out of there, and we'll talk a little bit about the flat 9. So the flat 9 with a flat 13, then we have the Phrygian mode. So we have the flat 9 and the flat 13. So let's look at the, as we did with the natural 9, we'll look at the flat 9 with different combinations of the 13 versus the natural 13. Okay, so here we have the flat 9 natural 13. So let's just kind of survey those. Okay, and what we'll find here is a scale that's built from, or a melodic minor scale that's built from the flat 7 here. And a chord voicing that you might try with this particular one. You might try this root 11, flat 7, and flat 9. Okay, so you're probably not going to run into this scale a whole lot, or this voicing a whole lot, but worth checking out. So let's work back with the flat 13. And you can see with this, we still have those same voicings that we talked about in the beginning. So this is back on the Phrygian. So we still have these voicings, and don't often put on flat 9s into our minor chords. So generally speaking, we'll have a preference for natural 9s when we put 9s into our minor 7 voicings. So let's work back with the natural 9 here. We'll discuss some voicing. So we have this voicing here, minor 9. We can also try that same voicing, same register here. And then we can also try it up an octave here. And you can see that these voicings are compatible with the natural 13 as well. So this is a mode that you'll find yourself in a lot, this Dorian mode. And you can also find voicings to include the flat 3, flat 7, 9, and the 13, or just the 5th. One's a bit harder to reach, but 13, or the 5th there. Or down here as well. So let's just review quickly. Here we have the pentatonic, minor pentatonic scale. And we have some, we have the 9, can fit in there, and then the flat 9. And then the 13, and then the flat 13. So you can try working with this pentatonic scale and exploring the tones that may go in these larger gaps of the scale. Thank you for viewing this episode of the Fretprints Sceencast.